Alright, got a M6HA. There's a tag up here to tell you what it is. Go ahead and take our vent hose off. On this unit here, I don't mark my speed sensors because they can only go in one way. I don't need to mark my solenoids because I know that the black goes on top, brown goes on bottom, and everything else is only going to go on one spot, so I don't need to worry about that. 10 millimeters on all this. We got 3 tubes on the back of here. There are 2 shift solenoids over here. Like I said, the brown one goes on bottom, black one goes on top. This one here is pretty corroded, so see if we can get in behind there and get this out. Not usually this tough to get out. Car's probably from in the northern section of the United States. He probably moved down here to the southern part. That's where all the jobs are going to. Come on, baby. Yeah, let's see if we can get it to turn. Maybe replacing this solenoid. There we go. There we go. Speed sensors out. Speedometer. See if this will come out. A lot of times when they're this corroded, these things won't come out without breaking them. There. Here we go. The third clutch pressure switch has gotten broken. I don't know if that was done when they pulled it out or if it was already like that. ahead and take that off. These are usually green. Get our neutral switch off. Boy, this thing is really corroded. There we go. Alright, 17s for the cooler line, banjo bolts. Parts basket. Alright, 14s on the case bolts. I try to keep the bolts with the brackets. It makes it quicker. And a lot about speed. We're pretty busy. I've got to do a lot. So the quicker I can make things, the better off I am. Flip it up. Now my R&R guys know to take the bracket off the front on the linkage. If that hasn't been done, you need to do that. There's little tabs around here. That one right there. You can hit on that area. Look at your tubes back here. Make sure they're not all eat up where the bushings go. And loosen our tab on our bolt for our torque mechanism. Bend it up. 10mm on it. Bend it all the way over to the low position. 2 bolts out for reverse idler. What are we, 1 5/16 inches? These 2 are going to be right-handed. This one's over here is going to be left. Oh, went the wrong way. Wrong one. Not uncommon for that to happen on these Hondas. We can fix that, and I'll show you how to fix that. We just need a new nut. And just get 2 ladies' feet, and I get underneath the gear and I pull it off. If you chip a tooth, I'll show you how to fix that. Alright, that one chipped. Go ahead and pull our piece out for the reverse idler. It's got an O-ring on it. What you have to do, get that to pop up out of there. If the bottom piece stays in there, get you a screwdriver to kind of keep pressure over this way. And as you get on there and you pry up, it'll pop right out. It's right there. Move your reverse idler back. It's going to get a little loud, so you might want to turn your volume down. You've got the air hammer. Pops it right off. Usually none of this is bad. It's very rare. We'll go ahead and look at it anyway. I use these plastic zip ties. Been using them for, this is the same ones I've been using for about 10 years now. I had a couple that got wore out that I've had to throw away, but usually bend that tab back up and then it works just fine. Now on this one, I got a big pry bar. And we get right there. And on the back side over here is another tab like we had on the cover. And hit on that, pull the case up. Alright, should come off now. And we got cocked. Here we go. If your dowel pins have come out, go ahead and pull them out of the case. You can check your bearings here. This bearing here, especially where this one rides, likes to eat up, and it's eat up. This bearing here is eat up too. Well, it just fell apart. So this gear, this bearing, and that bearing in the case are going to need to be replaced. pull off our, well, this thing's in bad shape. Right up in here where the slider goes, this is all eat up too. And they may not want to fix this one. They want to get a core for it. By the time we end up getting the parts on this one. Especially if our diff bearings are bad, which ours are real bad about being bad on these. Alright, bend our tab up again, 10 millimeters. You want to keep attention to how it was on there. So I stick it on there, I can take my fork off now. Boy, fourth gear is messed up, reverse is messed up. I bet you this valve body is going to be a fun one to go through. Keep this lined up. Zip tied together again. And I put all this in a cleaning machine, so I separate this so it can get all cleaned up inside there. Yeah, we're looking good. And normally that should just pop right off. So we may have to press that out. I don't know why it's acting like that. Make sure our shaft looks good. I think we're good there. Counter shaft. We're looking good. Differential. Like I said, these bearings are extremely bad about going bad. They look okay, but this one's starting to get some marks on it. So, as bad as these are about going out, they're going to get replaced. And the bearings on this one are real bad about tearing up also. More so than most all the others. Alright, look okay. Alright, our valve body off. Accumulator body. Keep your tubes where they belong. I'm going to give you all the measurements. It just makes it easier. Regulator body. Reaction shaft. Separator plate. Check valve. There's a check ball and spring right there. I'll just leave it in. Reverse detent. Filter. That is the first one I've ever seen that had that little plate on there. $12mm on these three. Look real close in this pocket right here where this front gear goes. Make sure it's not eat up. Alright, so let this drain. And let me go take this out to the press. See if I can press that off. Yeah, I don't know why it was being a snot. Looks like we got some metal caught up inside there. And it just got in between the grooves there. Doesn't look like it tore up the drum. Snap ring pliers. There's two half-moon keepers here. I don't put these in the small parts basket usually because they fly out, and they fly out. I don't have the time to search for them, so I just keep them out. Every bit of time I'm wasting looking for stuff. One less unit I can build. Yeah, they're looking good there. Keep that all together. Now this is the way I do it. Do it however you feel comfortable. If you're not comfortable taking this stuff apart, you can do it one side at a time. Just take this side out, put the O-rings in it, put it back together, and then go do the other side. But this is what I do. I mark one side of it. This makes it quicker for me. I mark the side that came out of. Keep it the way it came out of it. I'll leave the other side just blank. Keep the snap ring that came off the side it came off of. Some of those snap rings are different, so again, it's just all about speed. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I can get by with this on this one because it's a different height, so I don't have to worry about. If I had two drums or some that the two drums are the same, I mark an X and then an O, so I know the difference. You can mark it however you want, 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 15 lines. Got everything apart. Just need to go make up our list now. And I'll be back. Alright, this is pretty bad as far as Hondas go. So we're going to put an LS kit, filter, Sonax in-plug kit in the valve body. I'm also going to put the younger kit, and I'll show you that. I already have it here, so I'm not ordering it. It's I believe you have to order the Honda LK2 kit in order for this one. We'll go through it on the rebuild though. Secondary shaft nut, third gear pressure switch, reverse gear counter shaft. There's different tooth counts and different ID marks. ID marks are these little grooves on the side of the gears here. Mine just happens to, I went ahead and wrote these down because I know they'll give me the wrong stuff if I don't. My number is 30816B for that one. Fourth gear on the counter shaft is 30810F. The sliders in 80830. The second gear on the secondary shaft is 30803B. The bearing in the case is the 30255B. The bearing between the gear and the case bearing is 30253A. And there's an ink stamp on your converter. Mine's a P5M.